All right, so for those of us who've never seen the animated Clone Wars or Rebels, but are wanting to watch Ahsoka, probably don't know who any of these characters are, except for a little bit of Ahsoka because, she was in The Mandalorian. So, this is a character guide describing with a short description of each character, both from the animated series and new characters. And let me know if this constant switching to showing you pictures to drives you absolutely insane. So anyway, the former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano once served as the Padawan to the Jedi Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars. A respected leader and warrior attuned to the light side of the Force, Ahsoka grew into a formidable fighter before the Empire's reign changed the course of galactic history. Although she walked away from the Jedi Order, she continued to stand up for those fighting for peace and justice in the galaxy long after the fall of the Republic. Alright, so our first new character, and I put new as in for those of us who never watched the animated series, Hera Syndulla. Alright. So, this is Hera Syndulla. Let me just get rid of that ad so you have a better look at her. So, once the heart of the Ghost crew during the Age of the Empire, which my understanding included Ahsoka, Hera Syndulla continues to serve as the captain of her ship while fighting for freedom from oppression as a general in the New Republic during an era of Reconstruction. A gifted pilot with a knack for dogfighting with TIE fighters, and a steadfast leader who was instrumental in leading the successful Lothal Rebellion, Syndulla is now a mother, veteran, and general. So next we have Sabine Wren, which, based on what I've heard of the character, I'm surprised she's third instead of second, but alright. So that is Sabine Wren. And as you can see, she's wearing Beskar armor. So let me just... Oh yeah, this way you do not have to be subjected to my hand. Sabine Wren is a Mandalorian warrior and graffiti artist with a creative and rebellious spirit. And you can actually see on her armor that it's much more colorful than typical Beskar. Independent by nature during the Age of the Empire, a young Sabine defected from the Imperial Academy of Mandalore and joined a small rebel cell operating out of the Ghost and led by Hera Syndulla and the Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus, who my understanding is that she had a child with him. I don't know if they were married or just an item, but with a gift for colorful explosives and uniquely painted Beskar, Sabine's signature starbird, a mark she left to sign her street art and other handiwork, inspired what would become the symbol of the Rebel Alliance. Alright, now we have Professor Huyang. Alright. So here we have Professor Huyang, who I am told is being voiced by David Tennant. Go back. I forgot to do it the new way. Sorry, you have to see my hand. Alright. An ancient droid, but still quick of mind, Huyan oversaw the construction of lightsabers in the Jedi Order for centuries. After the fall of the Republic and the Jedi, his databanks remain a repository of ancient Jedi lore, including an exacting record of every lightsaber constructed under his supervision. A storied architect and professor during the Clone Wars, Huyan was based out of the training vessel Crucible, where he guided younglings in the art of saber construction as part of their journey to become Padawans. He continues to be operational after the end of the Jedi Order, surviving through the rise and fall of the Empire to see the dawn of the New Republic. Now, if he was he has all this Jedi information stored in his databanks, and I assume not just lightsaber construction. It's interesting that he wasn't in, I think it was The Last Jedi, where Rey took the ancient books to create her own Jedi Order. So he could be useful. Just like people expected Sabine Wren to be in the Mandalorian finale because it was the Battle of Mandalore. People are asking whether he is going to have something to do with how Grogu gets his lightsaber. Because let's face it, Grogu, even if he were to get a lightsaber, he doesn't, or at least the Kyber crystal to create a lightsaber, he doesn't know how. And he isn't surrounded by people who know how. This guy could definitely help. So, now let's get to the actual new characters in this show. Alright. So, first up is Baylan Skoll. So, played by the late Ray Stevenson. So, watching him and hoping he comes back is gonna seriously suck. Because obviously, even if he were to come back, it would have to be a different actor, so that would suck. So Baylan Skoll is a lightsaber-wielding mercenary for hire, overseeing his apprentice, Shin Hati. But make no mistake, although there was a time when Skoll knew the acclaimed Jedi Knight, Anakin Skywalker, Baylan is no Jedi. Well, at some point neither was Anakin, so yeah. Now allied to Morgan Elsbeth, the former magistrate of Caladan, after the fall of the Jedi and the Empire, Skoll remains a shrewd fighter in search of power who believes that another war is inevitable. So, if he's a mercenary, does that mean he's working for Thrawn? They do say he's working for Morgan Elsbeth, but so maybe he's just Thrawn adjacent? But anyway, and for those who recognize the name Morgan Elsbeth, she was the one Ahsoka fought in The Mandalorian. So let's get to Shin Hati. Alright. So this is Shin Hati. And alright. So the eager apprentice of Baylan Skoll, Shin Hati is adept at lightsaber combat, a skill she uses in their work as mercenaries allied to Morgan Elsbeth, the former magistrate of Caladan. So that was a very short description. So next, let's get to the magistrate, Morgan Elsbeth. Alright. So that is her. Alright. The cold-hearted former magistrate of Caladan Morgan Elsbeth is an ally of Grand Admiral Thrawn and an enemy of the New Republic. A formidable fighter with a mysterious past, Elsbeth once hunted Ahsoka Tano on the world of Corvus before she was bested in battle and arrested for acting as an Imperial sympathizer. Alright, so next up we have Grand Admiral Thrawn. And people are wondering how much we're going to see of him in this show because he's supposed to be the big bad. So, let me put you down. So, when Governor Price of Lothal wanted a stronger commander to dismantle the rebellion, the Empire answered with Grand Admiral Thrawn. Thrawn was a male chiss, with striking blue skin. Why do they say was? With striking blue skin, red eyes, and an angular face, known for his brilliant strategic mind and ruthlessness, he was determined to pull the rebels apart piece by piece. Why are they using past tense? He's not dead. Anyway, because I've been following what's been going on, and he was taken to the unknown regions, but that doesn't mean he is dead. And the fact that he's in the show, unless it's just flashbacks until the very end, yeah, he's not dead. So, Marok the Inquisitor. So, let's show you that. Oops. Showed you my hand, sorry. So, this is Marok the Inquisitor. Alright. Once an Inquisitor hunting Jedi for the Empire, the mysterious Marok now works as a mercenary hired by Morgan Elsbeth to carry out dark deeds, fully encased in battered battle armor. Okay. Because I was going to say, what? The warrior still carries a red double-bladed saber with a circular hilt. So that explains why he still looks like an Inquisitor, even though the Inquisitors don't exist anymore. Okay, here's another character that we should all be familiar with at this point from various Star Wars projects. Mon Mothma. Alright, so there she is. Yeah, her look is between Rogue One and Andor. So, working in secret as one of the founders of the Rebel Alliance, Senator Mon Mothma of Chandrila carefully navigates the dangerous shadows of Coruscant politics in her efforts to build a viable rebellion. Once a leader of the Galactic Senate's Loyalist faction, Mon Mothma opposed Supreme Chancellor Palpatine's policies during the final days of the Republic. After the rise of the Empire, Mon Mothma continues to serve her constituents on Coruscant while working on her ultimate goal, the Alliance to restore the Republic. Alright, so next up we have Ezra Bridger. So let me get this ready. Alright. So there is Ezra. For some reason, we don't have him in, well, he hasn't appeared in trailers except as a hologram. So I assume that's why they're only showing him from his animated form, as opposed to what he looks like in live action. I don't know why they didn't just take a screenshot, a still of the hologram, but whatever. Growing up on his own during the age of the Empire, Ezra Bridger relied on his street smarts and subconscious force abilities to survive. He became a con artist and a small-time thief, doing what he needed to to what? Doing what he needed to get by on his home planet, Lothal. But this reality also hardened Ezra, who by the time he was 14 years old had little trust for anyone. That would change with his introduction to the Ghost Crew, a small band of rebels fighting back against the Empire. Ezra came to believe in their cause and saw that he could help change the galaxy for the better. And with the help of Karen Jarrus, he began to learn the ways of the Jedi. Kanan Jarrus was his master. Jedi Master. So, because yes, I am familiar with some of these characters based on following people in the know. Not because I know this myself. But anyway, that was the last one. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for Ahsoka. I'm really curious what's going to happen. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.